Hello, we are on Chapter 4 for Business Math, which is called Checking Accounts. This is Lesson 4.4, Bank Statements. So we've been going through kind of the banking process for this chapter. We started with deposits, then we went to writing checks. We just went to check registries, which is about keeping track of all your checks that you write and what your balance will be. So now we're going to take a look at bank statements. Make sure you're reading through the chapter, paying attention to the lesson. What examples are they giving you? What formulas are they using? How are they using the formulas? Definitely make sure you go through that first, then come over to the worksheet here. That way you have the background information, you know what you're doing before you get here to the worksheet. All right. So we're going to read this little bit at the top. It's just a little summary of the lesson. So when you have a checking account, you may receive a statement and cancel checks from the bank each month. Canceled checks are the checks that the bank has paid by deducting money from your account. Your statement lists all your checks that the bank has paid, any automatic transfers, any ATM or debit card transactions, and any deposits that the bank has recorded since your last statement. The statement may include a service charge for handling the account. If you use online banking, you may choose to view your canceled checks and statements electronically. The other thing too is even when I was receiving my bank statements still in paper, now I receive them electronically, but when I was still getting them in paper, they don't really send you the canceled checks anymore, at least the banks that I use don't. They have a picture of the check on the statement. That's how they send them back to you now. They used to actually send you the bundle, but I don't think many banks do that anymore. Not all, but as far as the ones that I've dealt with, they don't really do that. All right, so now we have this equation or formula down here at the bottom. So present balance equals previous balance. So what did you start with on that day? Plus any deposits, minus any withdrawals, minus any service charges. So if you get a service charge for the month, then you need to make sure you take that into account. It's money that they're taking from you. There's ways to get around that too. A lot of banks will not give you a service charge simply if you do direct deposits or if you transfer a certain amount in your savings account. A little bit farther than this lesson, I know, but little ways to kind of get around so you don't necessarily have to pay service charges. And then plus any interest you make. Generally, as far as I know, checking accounts don't usually make interest. It's usually savings accounts, not checking accounts, but we'll go with it for right now. So this one, we're literally just going across and using this formula. So we have previous balance, we have total deposits, we have withdrawals, service charge, interest. So we're literally just going to use this formula straight across. Not a big deal here. We're going to add the total deposits to the previous balance. Then we're going to subtract the withdrawals. Then we're going to subtract the service charge, and we're going to add the interest, and that will give us our present balance. And we're going to do that for each one of the pieces of the table here. So I'm not going to do that math for you. I think that one's pretty darn easy. I want to go down here and look at this balance sheet because this one is a little different. All right, I want to close that. All right. A portion of your bank statement is shown. Your previous balance was $228.73. What is your present balance? So this shows us, oh, this wasn't the balance sheet that I wanted to do. Okay, I think I'm thinking of another section here because there is one that does show us a balance sheet. So you'll get to see that in the future. So checks and other charges. And you just want all of these are charges that are going to be subtracted from your previous balance. All of these are deposits that are going to be added to your previous balance. So you may want to give yourself a total for subtracting, and you may want to give yourself a total for adding there. Just might make it a little bit easier. But this is your previous balance. So once you have your amount here for all the checks and charges, subtract it from $228.73, and then once you have your total for deposits, add that to that new amount, and that will give you your current balance, which they give you this nice giant box. It's going to be a single number you write in there. All right, number 7. So this is our algebra one. Remember, algebra does not mean that it's going to be harder. It just means that we have to stop and think about it for a minute. What did we just learn? What formula did we just use? how do I apply that right here? A lot of the time they're going to give us a total and they want us to go back and find some missing piece. So if we read this, the Haddads expected the automatic withdrawal of their gas bill to be more than last month's bill of $215.85. Now remember, this is last month's bill. They're just giving you a reference there so that we can, we're going to use that toward the end of the problem. But did not know by how much. So they expect it to be more, but they don't know how much more. And it's an automatic withdrawal. Could they log into their gas bill company probably and look? Maybe, but so their account showed a previous balance of $417.80, $350 in deposits, an automatic deposit of $150, and $5.25 in interest. If the Haddads present balance is $555.82, by how much did this month's gas bill exceed last month's bill? Having trouble with putting my sentences together here. Silly me. So I'm going to scooch down just a little bit here. I'm not going to work out this whole problem. I'm just going to kind of get you started on it, just so you can kind of see what to do. So first, we need to know all of the deposit amounts. So you're going to take your 417.80, which, where do they give us that in the problem? There it is. It's right in the middle. So the previous balance was 417.80, right? And then we're going to add all the deposits. Okay, and I'm going to let you add those up. They gave us quite a few deposits and credits, so that means the interest too. And then I'm going to subtract the present balance. So here I'm going to go whoop. So I'm going to write this present balance. So this is what we think the present balance should be. We're going to subtract the actual present balance. Okay? So actual balance, which, remember, that is the 555.82. So you need to add up your deposits and then add those to your previous balance here. That'll give you what you think your present balance should be. Although remember, we still have to deal with the gas bill. We haven't dealt with that yet. So once we subtract the actual balance from it, that'll tell us what the gas bill is. Because that's the difference between what we know we put in and what the actual balance is showing us on the statement right now. So here's our gas bill. Remember, that's not what the question was. They didn't necessarily say how much was the gas bill. They said how much more was the gas bill. By how much did this month's gas bill exceed last month's gas bill? So you need to take the gas bill amount that you have here and subtract last month's gas bill. See, told you it would come back into play here. $215.85. And that'll give you the amount. This is our answer, what we're looking for. That'll tell you how much it exceeded last month's gas bill, how much more it was. All right, well, I hope that helped. I'm going to let you finish that one off, and I will see you in section 5.